Hi, this is Dina with Pretty Productive. Welcome back to my channel if you are new here. Thank you so much for joining me. Please consider subscribing and hitting the alert for future videos. Today what I'm going to be doing is a February setup on my budget, on how I laid the budget out, and then I'll prepare the planner, go get cash from the bank, and then do the cash stuffing. But I wanted to start with this part because this is kind of how I walk through my budget. And then I did add a new tool to my cash stuffing, which is to break down all the cash that I need for the entire month. And then this month I'm going to try to go ahead and just pull it all out at one time versus pulling it out every 2 weeks. I kind of feel like we're in the home stretch. I did very little online. I did 1 week of grocery pickup and 1 week of Instacart, and that was more because we were sick versus that I can't go to the grocery store. I actually prefer to buy my own groceries and pick them out. I feel like it's my one outing for the month sometimes, or for the week. So I am going to go ahead and try to pull it all out, I think. So what I've already marked down for the month of February is the amount that was left over from January that I had left in the account. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull out the $65 for entertainment, and I have $35 in my envelope. And for household I had $180, and then I did budget another $100 because I need to get some things for the house. So I'm going to pull out $280 from the account. So I went ahead and put those in just so I wouldn't forget that I need to pull those out from last month. And then for the savings challenge, the amount is $460, but because each week is a different kind of denomination, I went ahead and pulled out the card for the challenge just so that I can see how I need to break up this $460. So I'm going to put that to the side for right now. And then let's go ahead and look at the budget. So month of February. Paycheck number 1, paycheck number 2, this all stays the same. My one daughter pays me $180 and the other one pays me $200, and that's for their phone and their car insurance. And so the amount is $10,280. Now they are both making their final payment on their phones, so of course they both want to go get new phones. So I told them as long as their payment, my payment didn't change, I didn't really care what they did. So if they went over, I think that $35 or $42 that they're currently paying for their phones, then we're fine. If not, they needed to pay the difference. So we will not have a mortgage payment this month. We did a refi. So we went from a 15-year loan at 3.5% interest to a 10-year loan at a 2.3. So my payment stays exactly the same. I'm still going to be escalating my principal payment, and the change was $36,000 on the life of the loan for 10 years. So we felt that it was worth it. Still want to pay that off early, but I just like the fact that the payment didn't change, and now we're on a 10-year versus a 15. So my cell phone has come in, and that's $317. Gym we didn't get to join in January because we were sick. Internet went up to $120. I'm not really sure what is going on with this. It went from $100 to $115 last month, and now it's at $120. So I do need to call them and see what's going on there. Netflix is $15. My water bill has come in at $101. My electric bill has not come in. So I'm going to look at where it was last year. And I think what I'm going to do with this, if you look at my electric bill, it averages for the year at $246. So when I take all the months combined, the highs and the lows, so obviously for us in Arizona, the summertime is our high and our winter time is our low. So while I enjoy $200 a month right now, I'm not going to enjoy when it goes up to $500. So if my average is $246, I think what I'm gonna do is just budget $246, and then the balance will go into kind of a sinking fund for electricity. So I didn't do this last month. It was $187 last month, but I think I'm gonna start this going forward just to kind of get in that habit of, you know, if this is what it's gonna be as it breaks down for the year, I should just go ahead and kind of build that cushion up for the summertime so it's not such a shock to my budget. For the month of February, last year it was $200. And then the other one I want to look at is my natural gas. It was $60. So it did go up to $50 last month, so I did underestimate. But almost all of our appliances, our water heater, our washer dryer, our stove is all gas. So it makes sense in the wintertime that that goes up a little bit. So that's where I'm gonna go here. So I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna round it to 250. So I'm just gonna keep it at 250, knowing that it's probably gonna be closer to 200, and then whatever is extra above and beyond will go into a sinking fund. Life insurance at 106, auto insurance stays the same at 303, natural gas, I'm gonna do 60. Pest control, we will have service this month, so I'm going to put 90, and HOA, I kind of put 73 away, just so that when that 220 that will happen in April comes up, I kind of have a cushion there. Elements is 70, and Audible is 16. So that means, let's see, I'm loving not having to pay a mortgage this month, and I was originally just going to put it away, and then when I got a bill for March, because I'm pretty sure they'll probably sell the loan, so I didn't want to set it up yet. But then you're going to see some things in our budget that made me change my mind on that. So our fixed expenses are $1,571. So I'll bring that over here, 1,571. Our income was $10,280. So if you're new to my channel, this is a sheet that I created when I started budgeting. It's been through many revisions, but it really helps me to lay out my budget and not have to write everything down. And then I just update this throughout the month. So this is always something that if you want to, if you order from the shop, Pretty Productive, you can ask us to put this in. I can also send it to you as a digital file. So it's helped me, you know, hopefully it would help you as well. Okay, so giving, this is a 4-week month. So 400, groceries 500, eating out 200, clothing will get 100, allowance will get 200, household, I'm taking the 180 that was left over from last month and I'm adding another 100. So I'm going to kind of show you where I put things together for like a wish list, and then I budget for it that way. So entertainment is not going to get funded because I'm taking the 65 I have left over. Personal care, I have the whole amount left over from last month, so I'm not. Medical copay, I'm putting $600 here. So this is going to be one of two things. One, we have bills from last month that we still don't know what's happening. We do have a medical savings account from my husband who retired from law enforcement. But I need to go to the optometrist. Probably going to need new glasses, which is usually around $350. So I'm going to put that there and just kind of see how that plays out. I could use the medical savings account for it, but I'd rather just budget for it and leave that for the big bills. Craft supplies, I'm going to put 100 here. I do have a subscription through Cloth and Paper that expires. It'll be renewed in February, so it'll be around $100. So I'm going to leave it there. I may or may not keep with the subscription. I am enjoying it, but honestly, I probably have more than I need. Random act of kindness, 20. Gas for car, I spent $33 last month, but then we were home a lot. So I'm going to keep it, put it back to 70. I think that's more realistic. And then miscellaneous, I'm just kind of putting $100 there just because I had to use it last month. So if I look at my lifestyle, and I haven't said this for a long time, but you know, if you're creating your first budget or you've been budgeting for years, you know, you need to give yourself some grace if you go over, or you just, you know, have things pop up that you hadn't planned for. And there's just really no way sometimes to predict everything life is gonna throw you. So you need to kind of give yourself some grace, and it's why sinking funds are so important to me. I am not a saver by nature. I would rather just spend. I love to shop, but I did find that sinking funds is totally different for me. So sinking funds I enjoy. They give me a lot of peace of mind. They help me sleep at night. I don't panic when big things happen. So they really are, I think, one of the most important reasons why I budget. The other reason is really just when I started budgeting years ago, it was because we were spending more than we were making, and we had debt, and I felt like it was a juggling act, and it really was very stressful to me. I would wake up in the middle of the night, like, did I pay that? Do we have enough? You know, if, you know, my husband bought something that was little, I would be like, oh my gosh, you know, that was slated for this. So I really felt like I had to get a handle on it. We both have had good incomes, steady incomes. There was really no reason other than laziness that we weren't making headway in our financial life. So fast forward to this year, in 2020, and I am so thankful every hurdle that was put in front of us that we had to overcome, that we had to learn better behaviors, because, you know, where I had been with my company for 26 years, I was able to take a package and retire early, which, you know, if you had asked me 5 years ago or 10 years ago, could I do that? I would say absolutely not. Actually, when they offered me to interview for another position, I automatically said yes. And then when I sat down and went through the numbers with the financial planner, he was like, why are you working? And I mean, it wasn't even a thought in my mind that I could afford to retire early. So, you know, if you're looking for a why, I'm telling you, it will give you so much peace of mind. So, okay, so that is my statement. Now, this is where you're going to say, why are you doing what you're doing? And I'll kind of walk you through what I'm doing. So, lifestyle, we said, was $2,390. So, if I look at my fixed expenses plus my lifestyle minus my income, that leaves me with $6,319 in my sinking fund. So my sinking funds normally are about $2,000 to $3,000. Of course, it's a little high because I don't have a mortgage this month, but my medical bills are high because we've just spent a whole month going to the doctors. So that is one, you know, took up some of that money. So I just kind of want to lay it out before you see what happened here. So in my car maintenance, or my car fund, I wrote this down because I just did my January closeout. I have $21,916. In my Christmas and gifts, I have $705. Fitness, I have $200. This medical is $100. Vacation is $25.10. My Etsy shop, and this is budgeted for printers, things like that, the expensive things that, you know, can come up that maybe I'm not planning for. Technology is $1,257. Savings challenge, I have $210 from January, and this month is $460. Okay, so we have been consumer debt free since May or June. And so I have been saving for an iMac. So I traded in my iMac in July. It was like 7 years old and was really struggling. And I bought a laptop because I wanted to have the flexibility. I brought the laptop home. I love it. My husband bought a monitor for me, and so I plugged it into the monitor, and I really am not happy with the setup. And it's mainly because for me to unplug the laptop to take it to another room is like an act of, you know, I've got tons of cords. I slid it under so it was out of the way off the desk. So anyways, long story short, I really missed having my desktop, and I missed having the flexibility of what I wanted the laptop for, which was to have that in a completely separate spot, you know, either in my living room, by our couch, or in the bedroom where I could just grab it and go. So I did purchase a iMac. And I have an Apple card that is an interest-free for 12 months. I bought everything through Apple on that card. And the reason why I do it, one of two reasons. I either take Apple rewards, which are towards iTunes card, or this time I took the cash back. So they've already put the cash back in my account. So what I did was I put it here. And my payment per month is $220. I'm just going to say $300. And my balance is $2,500 right now. So I am going to, just lay it out for you. I'm going to put that money in my technology. I'm putting the $2,500 into technology, because I know myself that while this seemed like a good idea when I bought it, because I could get the cash back and I didn't have to, you know, take the money all out at one time, and I wasn't paying interest, I thought, okay, well, that makes sense to me, and I'll just pay it off early, and then I won't have to worry about it. I'm sure in a month or two, this is going to really bug me, and I'm going to just pull the money out and pay it off. So I am putting the $2,500 into technology from my sinking funds, just as, you know, if I want to pull it out next month, I'll pull it out next month. If it doesn't bother me and I'd rather leave the money there making interest, then I can definitely just keep doing the payment. So unfortunately, Debt Snowball comes back on. It is interest free, but you know, I have a thing with that. So we'll see how that plays out. So I'm going to put $1,000 into the car fund. Now, we were going to buy this car in January. So my husband's matching whatever I have out of our other account, out of our savings. So my first thought was I need a car. I've had a company car for 26 years, but honestly, we have not. We have two vehicles. We have his car, and then we have a truck. The truck has not moved for a month, and I've been driving his car, which I really enjoy. And we've never had an issue where both of us were going someplace at the same time. Of course, we were both sick, so, you know, very little going out, but it's been fine sharing. He's been fine with it. So I'm really not in a hurry to have a third vehicle sitting here. So I'm just going to let that money continue to grow, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do. I'm sure there's going to be a time if I go back to work or if he goes back into the office that we're going to need another vehicle, but we'll see. So for Christmas and gifts, I'm going to put $1,000. I do have my son-in-law's birthday this month. We have our anniversary, and we have a really good friend of our family who's like my daughter's best friend, who has a shower and is getting married in April. So I know that some of that money is going to go towards that. I'm not going to fund fitness, this medical account, or vacation. My Etsy shop, I'm going to put $1,108 just because I really needed a place to put the balance. And so that's a total of, it should be, it might be too high, 1,000 plus 1. Might need to move this around a little bit. So I'm going to put $300 for Debt Snowball. And then I'm going to put, let's see, 1,000 plus 1,000 plus 1,108 plus 2,500 plus 460. 6,068 plus 300. I think it's right, but let me just check it. So 1,571 for fixed, 2,390 for lifestyle, 300 for snowball, and 6068. Yeah, it is a little bit too high. Okay, so let's do this. 1571 plus 2390 plus 300 minus 10280. So it should be 6019. I've got 6068. 6068 minus 6019. Take $49. So 1108 minus 49. So that makes this 1059, and then that should balance. 1000 plus 1000 plus 1059 plus 2500 plus 460. Yes, okay, we're good. So this is an every dollar budget. Every dollar has a name, a place. It knows where it's going. I know way before, you know, we got paid today. So even though I'm doing this now, I've already laid it out. I always lay out a template like week 3 of the month before, just so that I can kind of decide, and it changes many times in that last week of the month. But then by the time I'm ready to do my cash stuffing and lay it out permanently, then I've done a couple revisions and I feel comfortable with it. So this is how the budget's going to lay out in my book. And then this will be the kit that I'll be using this month. It is a new kit that I just put in the shop last month, and I'll lay that down off camera because it takes me forever. So what I want to walk through next is how do I decide on my cash stuffing. So this is kind of just, let me just fold off January here. And then this is actually what I take to the bank now. I used to just take a Post-it note, but this is actually works out better for me. So for groceries, my budget is $500. I do $125 a week. So I do 4 $100 bills, 4 20s, and 4 5s. And so that's $500. Then for eating out, it's $200, but I use 50. I don't like to use a $50 bill. So I do 2 20s. And then 4 10s. So I've got 8 20s here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay. Then for allowance, I do the exact same breakout that I do for groceries. 2. And then clothing, I'm just going to do it as 2 50s. So I put $100 in that. Personal care, I'm not funding this month. Entertainment, I'm only taking out the $65 I left in the account. Giving, I am going to leave giving in my account because I'm still going to church online. I would very much like to be able to go back to, but we'll see. So for household, I already wrote in the 280 that I'm going to take out. So normally I take out 300, but I took out the 180 that I still had in the account plus another $100. And then savings challenge, this is where it gets a little trickier. So the first week is $95. So I'll do a 50, 2 20s, and a 5. Second week is 110, so I'll do a 100 and a 10. Third week is 125, so I'll do 125. And then the third week is 130, so I'll do 1 a 20, and a 10. Okay. So that would be the cash that I would pull out. So I'm going to add this up and then look at the bank, and then I'll subtract whatever's in the bank that will be used before I pull more money out of the account. So for $100 bills, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10. So for 50s, that's 4. For 20s, 9, 10, 11, 12, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 27, 28. That's 28. For 10s, that's 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 5s, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 0 1s. So let me just add it up and make sure it's right. So that's 1,000 plus 200, 100 plus 360 plus 110 plus 35. So 1705 is what I have. Okay. So let me add it across now. So 4, 80, 90, 500. 8 is 160 plus 4 is 200. 4 10s or 40, I'm sorry. Same thing with allowance. That is 200, I'm sorry, 100. Personal care is not being funded. Entertainment is 50, 65. Giving, I'm leaving in the account. Household is 280. That's right. And then this is where it gets a little messy. So 300 plus 50 plus 80 plus 20 plus 10. Okay, 300 plus 100 plus 80 plus 20 plus 10. 510. Nope, that one's over. Okay, so 460. Where am I over? Let's go back to this one. Let's erase all of this. So I use erasable pen on my budget. So the first one is 90. So 50, 70, 80, 90. And a 5. Second week is 110, so $100 bill and a 10. Third week is 125, so $100 bill, a 20, and a 5. And then third week is 130, so $100 bill, a 20, and a 10. So 300 plus 50, I think I had an extra 50 in there, plus 80, plus 20, plus 10. Okay, 460. That makes sense now. So if I add this up completely, let's see, 500 plus 300 plus 200 plus 100 plus 65 plus 280 plus 460. It's actually a total of 1905. So normally this would be half, would be the first half and the second half. So if I divided that by 2, it's 952.50. But obviously I think I'm just gonna pull the full amount out. And then, so from here, let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's only 9 $100 bills. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 $100 bills, 4 50s, 5, 10, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So that one's right. 10s are 8, 9, 10, 11. That's right. 5s are 4, 5, 6, 7. That one's right, and 0 1s. Okay. So now what I do is I go to my bank envelope and I see what I have there. Okay, so we already know I don't need the 1s, so I'm just gonna put these back in. Okay, so 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So I need 7 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I don't need to get those. And then the extra 5 will go back into the bank. And then for 10s, 1, 2, 3, I have 3. So I'll only take out 8. And then for 20s, I have 5. So I will get 23. So that means it's 900 plus 200 plus 460 plus 80. So it's now 1,640. That does not seem right. So 280 was 360. This is wrong. Times 20, 460. So that was wrong. Okay. So I had 28 times 20. Okay, so that should have been 560. Okay, so I know this is right. So I'm not going to worry about this down here yet. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. So 165 is coming out of my bank. And so let me just add this up again. So this is 900. This is 200. 23 times 20 is 460. This is 80. I'm not taking 5s, I'm not taking 1s. So 900 plus 200 plus 460 plus 80. Okay, 1640. So 500 plus 200 plus 200 plus 100 plus 65 plus 280 plus 460 is 1805. Minus 1640, 165. Okay, we're good. 20, 40, 60, 81, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65. Okay. Wow, that was probably the toughest one I've ever had. Okay, so I'm taking out 1640 and 9 $100, 4 $50 bills, 23 20s, 8 10s, 0 5s, and 0 1s. So this I just take to the bank and I hand it to them, and that's how I get my denominations. Now the other envelope I have is for the savings challenge. And I think what I'm going to do, because I just figured it out, is I'm going to let this continue to roll, because this is what is left over from envelopes, so it will help offset March. I'm trying to roll enough to where 1 month I don't have to pull anything from my seeking funds. The entire money has come from my envelopes. So in my savings challenge, I have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. I have 166. So probably it will be April, not March, based on what I'm able to save from my envelopes. So I'm just gonna put this money back in, and then I'll put this money back into the bank, and maybe next month I'll need ones. I'll just put this in here. Probably will, because I'll be stuffing personal care. Okay, so that is how I break down the cash. I break down my budget, and then I will go to the bank and I will be back later on. Thank you so much so far for watching. Okay, I am back from the bank and ready to stuff cash envelopes. I did go ahead and pull all the money out for the month. I guess worst case scenario is I put part of it back, or I put it back in my bank envelope. So let's go ahead and get started. Put this to the side, this to the side, my tabs. I have also laid down my stickers for the month of February. So just to kind of recap, I have 2 financial goals for this month. One is to have 10 no spend days. I had 11 in the month of January, which is great. And then I do de-stash and sell things on Mercari, not things from my shop, but personal things like clothes, things like that. My goal is to have enough listings so I sell another $200. So I did $200 in January, so I'm looking to do another $200 in the month of February. We have 2 birthdays this month. We have Colton, my son-in-law, and then also Kenzie. Her birthday was actually in January, but her party's this month. And then our anniversary on the 21st. So I put these in my budget book because they're things I need to budget for. So that's why they're in here, as well as my planner. So I've set down this. So I have our income, sinking funds, which we had gone over on the chart. The one debt that I have now, and then all of my fixed expenses and lifestyle, and then check-in. So we're gonna start with the week 1 as I set up my budget here for our first weekly check-in. So we go ahead and put that there. I've seen a lot of budgeters, they have a tray that they're using now. It's like a sunglass holder. But honestly, I don't know where I would put it between months, because after the first week, then I'm using my envelopes to hold the money. So I don't know. I'll just do this old school for right now. Okay, so the first one we have is grocery. My budget for the month is $500. I do start with $125 under my tab, because kind of how I break it up per week. I did really go over this in the month of January, but it is what it is. And then the balance, so for $375 will go in here. I am going to do this a little differently this time. So on say 130 fund 500. And then each month, each week, I'm sorry, when I refund the next one, I'll put 150, 150. So actually I'll do 130, cash envelope is 125. So that leaves a balance of 375. I was thinking today, I kind of got out of this habit, and it does help me to keep everything straight. So 3, so it should be 375. 1, 2, 3. Put that there. 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75. And that way each week I can pull 125 out of this envelope. Over here. And then let's see, eating out is 200 is my, and it's 50 per week. So I did it in 20s and 10s. So eating out will get 50. And then 80, 120, 10, 20, 30. So I should have 150 left, right? 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 30, 40, 50, correct. Okay, so I'm gonna put 150 in here. Actually, I'm just gonna flip this around. So 130, fund 200, and then 130, cash envelopes 50, and that leaves me 150 left. And that's eating out. Then I'm going to do the same thing for allowance. 50 for this week. The tabs will go in my wallet. And then 20, 40, 60, 80, 120. So 150 for the balance of the month. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 30, 40, 50. Okay, so that's the balance. And I still have my $100 bill in here from my parents. So cute. Okay, so for entertainment, I had 35. I took the balance out of the account, which is 65. So 130 fund, $100. So 20, 40, 60, 5. Just check my chart. That's how I did it. Entertainment. Nope, that's not how I did it. I did a 50, a 10, and a 5. Let me put these back. That's my 35, a 50, a 10, and a 5. Okay, so I should have 100 then. So 50, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay. So that chart does come into handy sometimes when you're not sure how you broke it out. So 100 into entertainment. 200, 400 for giving. Remember, I left the giving in the account. Entertainment is 100. Personal care is 100. It was a rollover from last month. I did not put additional money in there. And then household gets 280. So I broke it out to two $100 bills and 4 20s. 2, 3, 4. So 280, and I have 120 in here now. That was a rollover from last month. So 1, 2, 3, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400. So 300 is my normal budget, and then I added another 100 because I need to buy some things in the house. So my budget this month is 400. Okay, so 130 fund 400. Okay. I think sometimes you have to just go back to what you know works for you, and using the registers has always worked for me, so even though it's here, it's also nice to have it there. Okay, so clothing, my budget, I added $100. I think I did that as 250s. Yes, I did. So I had 210. Now I'll have 310. 1, 2, 50, 60. So 310 total. $130 fund. 100. I already had 210, so my new balance is 310. So clothing is done. And then savings challenge. So it's going to be a little bit different. So in the savings challenge should be 3 $100 bills, 150, 4 20s, 2, 3, 4, 2 10s, and 2 5s. Okay, so that's perfect. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put in the first week, and that is 95. So 50, 70, 95. So the rest of this is gonna go into my savings envelope. Where is that? Yep, there it is. And I already had in here 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. So I had 166 in here. And I added 460. So 130 fund, and because I can't add anymore, so 460 plus 166, so my balance was 626. I'm going to go ahead and put into my challenge my week 1, which is 95. So 531. Oh, because I gotta put this over here. Okay, I see how it's gonna go today. So 3 $100 bills, 20s. I think I have a lot of ones in here. 20s, 10s, 5s, and 1s. Okay, let's try this again. So I should have 531. So 1, 2, 3, 40, 60, 80, 4, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 5, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's not right. Let's see, I did add 460. did not account for the other money. Okay, I'm just gonna put this back together again. So 2, 3, 50. 20, 5, 1. Okay, let's try this again. So I'm going to take out the 460 first. So 1, 2, 3. And you may be all watching this going, oh, I know exactly what you did. So be patient for a second because I'm sure you all see exactly what I did and I'm not seeing it. So 1, 2, 3, 50, 450. Okay, I just said I wasn't going to do it that way. I'm going to do 460. So 1, 2, 3, 150, 1, 2, 3, 4 20s, 2 10s, and 2 5s. Okay, I'm going to put all this over here. 1, 2, 3, 50, 410, 430, 440, 450, 460. Okay, so that one's right. And then I started with, I thought I said 166, but then it didn't make sense. So 460 plus 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that makes sense then. 166, 626. Okay, so that's all adding up. So if I take out 95, 531. Okay, it must work. I just can't count today. So for the first time, I'm going to take out a 50, 2 20s, and a 5. Put the rest of this in the envelope. So my goal is to add at least another 200 from my envelopes from this month into this envelope. And then we'll go ahead and bring this out. This is where I'm keeping my savings challenge. So the first week is 95. I'm just gonna add that in. So 50, 70, 95. Struggle is real today. Okay, so that's savings challenge done. I'm gonna put these back into my wallet. That's where they live. And then my cash envelopes go back into here. I do need to make up a new check register for my transactions, but I'll do that later. Okay, so we are ready for the month of February. I don't budget for unbudgeted, so hopefully we don't have to use that category. But everything now is ready to go for this month. Yep. Okay, So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've had a chance to set up your February budgets as well, since it is right around the corner. Thank you so much for watching. I so appreciate every one of you, your kind comments, your support of my Etsy shop, and your support of my channel. I really, really appreciate it. And I just want to take a moment to thank you for coming along this journey with me. It helps me to be accountable, and hopefully it helps you as well. So take care.